Hey everybody, it's Lynn coming to you from my kitchen, and it is St. Patrick's Day, and I put on probably the only green thing I own. I am not a big green wearer. Is there anybody else out there that doesn't wear green very much? I just don't. Anyway, I am cooking up a feast for this evening. So, little history. My mother was born on St. Patrick's Day, and she's no longer with us, but we always had corned beef and cabbage on St. Patrick's Day. So I've invited some friends over this evening, and I am going to cook up a storm. Now, what I want to tell you is that I'm not doing it exactly the way Muriel did it, which is a little crazy because Muriel was a wonderful cook, but I've modified a few recipes since she first did them, and I'm going to make several videos throughout the day showing you what I'm making. But I've got the corned beef already cooking. So I wanted to show you guys this because using one of my very favorite products is the Rock Crock and Slow Cooker Stand, okay? If you own this, you know. What was wonderful about this is that I was able to take the corned beef and put it on the stove in here, fat side down, and brown it off to kind of get that fond on the bottom of the pot. And then I added the little packets of seasoning that come with corned beef and water, and I heated those up a little bit on the stove. The other important thing if you're cooking corned beef is put the juices in that come in the corned beef. You know, that kind of fake looking reddish jellyish stuff. Put that in there. It even says it on the package to put it in there because that is part of the flavoring, okay? So add that in there. So now I have got this in my slow cooker pot, my Rock Crock, for the next 6 hours. And it's gonna come out amazingly tender and wonderful, okay? So I just wanted to show you that as a start to the day. Now I'm moving on to task number 2, which is cabbage. I'm trying to turn you here. Okay, I had to go to 2 different stores to find cabbage. My main store was out. Can you believe that? So I started to cut this and I'm like, no, wait, I gotta go live. So you can see my knife is already in action here. I'm using the 8-inch Santoku knife from the Forge Cutlery set. And I just want you guys to see how quickly we can get through a really tough head of cabbage, okay? Look at that, ooh, ooh. Now, what I wanna tell you, this is where I stray from Muriel's recipes, okay? I am going to make fried cabbage, okay? I made it last year too. It's not deep fried, don't get me wrong, but it is done in a skillet versus boiling it with your corned beef. And it's done with bacon, a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, some garlic, and paprika, salt and pepper. I think that's it. Maybe a little flour. I'll come back to that later. But right now, all I need to do is cut this up in a rough chop, and then I'm going to clean it because cabbage can be kind of yuck, especially on the outside. I took a whole bunch of leaves off the outside, by the way, which you should do also. But cabbage cooks down. So you can cut it pretty rough cut, like, you know, these pieces are pretty dang big. They're gonna cook down really, really fast. And I'm doubling this recipe because I'm having, let's see, how many, 4, 5, having 6 people plus me and the kids tonight. And so I'm gonna do a double recipe, which is actually a head and a half of cabbage, okay? So this is just the start of the day. I'm gonna come back. I am also making, what's called champ potatoes. I'll come back later, tell you about those. Something I actually saw on the Today Show and went and looked them up. They're kind of just glorified mashed potatoes, but they have an Irish component to them. And I'm making the fried cabbage, the corned beef, and then my mother's famous green stuff, which I'll show you a little bit later, okay? Hope you guys are having a wonderful St. Patrick's Day. If you're Irish, kudos to you. Make sure you're wearing your green. I didn't wear mine this morning to the grocery store, and I got a lot of snide comments. Okay. All right. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.